Good day, everybody, and welcome to the webinar on the introduction to the Candy Help Center. My name is Brindley Webster. I'm a senior technical consultant at RIB-CCS, and it's my pleasure to present this webinar to you. I'll be introducing you to the Candy Help Center in this webinar. Our knowledge base of help articles is available via the Candy Help Center. The Help Center provides a platform for self-help and is another value add in addition to the current support services offered by us. As a valued Candy user, we encourage you to make use of the Help Center, as it is designed around some great features and functionalities. Due to the large number of people logged into this webinar, we will not be able to answer any questions during the webinar. However, please submit your questions during the webinar session with the provided function on screen. At the end of the webinar, we will collate these questions and send the answers to everybody that registered for this webinar via email. Please note that the webinar will be recorded and you will receive a link to download it. There's a webinar once a month on various Candy topics. Should you not be able to attend the webinar at the given time frame, then please still register for the webinar, as this will entitle you to receive a recorded copy of the webinar. Let's get started. Today we'll be covering the following topics. So I'll take you through an introduction to the Candy Help Center. I'll then show you how to access the Help Center. Then we'll have a look at how do you access the tiles. We'll then take a look at the different how to search keywords and synonyms. I'll take you through trending and related articles. And then lastly, we'll look at support, how to contact support, and I'll take you through an example or demonstration on how to log a case. Let's start off with the introduction to the Candy Help Center. You have access to navigate the Candy Help Center as a first tier of support, providing self-help or pre-support as an option. The Help Center catalogs knowledge content by providing access to various resources such as starter guides, user guides, video tutorials, webinar recordings, and did you knows. Not only is there access to search functionalities, but users have access to submit inquiries by hitting the contact support button from any page within the Help Center, which we'll look at later in the webinar. Now let's take a look at how do you access the Help Center. The Help Center is accessed through Candy. And to access the Help Center from Candy, you would click on Support in the top right-hand corner and go down to Help Center. This will open up a web page, and this is now the Candy Help Center. Next, we'll take a look at how do you access the subject tiles. We'll take a look at how do you access the Getting Started tile and some of the functionality inside of that tile, and the same with Candy tutorials, user guides, license, QTO, estimating, and lastly, data and system configuration. Okay, back to the Help Center. The first tile we're going to look at, as I mentioned, is Getting Started. This tile consists of all the Getting Started materials required to get started on the different aspects of Candy. When I click on System Installation and Setup, this will take me a step further to, as an example, how do I go about downloading Candy? How do I download and install QTO? And also the Candy and QTO system requirements. There's no need to click on the back arrow, as on your screen you will see you can click on Getting Started, which will take you back one step. Next, we'll look at getting started with estimating. By clicking on Getting Started with Estimating, this gives me a brief introduction to the estimating module, but you'll also have access to an interactive starter guide. Our interactive starter guides are video recordings giving you an explanation of a particular topic. So I will go and click on the starter guide. These starter guides, so firstly you see the question, how do I get started on Candy estimating? By clicking on this link, it takes you to the starter guide. These starter guides can be played. So as you can see on my screen, because I have done this before, I could resume from the point that I stopped, or I can restart. I'm going to click on restart to show you how this works. So as it mentioned in the video, that if you hover over the course, you will then see what it covers. So as an example, you can see for the Candy starter guide, it shows you how to start up Candy, how to navigate the Candy user interface, how to import a BOQ into Candy, how to price the bill items, and how to price using worksheets. So I'll close this and we'll go back into the Help Center. If I go back one step, you'll also see that we have, go back home and back into Getting Started. Again, you'll see the similar thing, starter guide that we have for estimating, we have available for planning, for QTO, for valuations, and the subcontract manager. Now let's have a look at Candy tutorials. So part of the knowledge base of our tutorials, these consist of detailed user guides on particular aspects. So by clicking on Candy tutorials, you'll then see you have access to an explanation of all our training courses, a database of all our Did You Knows and all our webinar content. So if I click on webinars, you'll then see this is a list of all the webinars that we've done in the past. So if you missed a webinar, you can always come back to the Help Center to review the webinar or refer back to it at any time to view as and when required. In the same manner, you can also access our Did You Knows as they're available in the Help Center. You may be asking yourself, what is a Did You Know? So Did You Knows are to help improve the usage of Candy and highlight the less known functionality of Candy. Parts of the Did You Know are tech notes or user guides which are attached to it. A user guide is a detailed manual similar to a training manual, which is a few pages long, whereas tech notes are a shorter version. Users have access to all of this Candy knowledge based on particular topics. As an example, if I click on Did You Knows and I wanted to know more about bill description matching, I could go and click on the Did You Know for bill description matching. Here it gives me a detailed explanation about bill description matching, but also I have access to a link that will take me to the tech notes. So if I click on this link, it will then open up another web page where I have access to the tech notes. What's nice about these tech notes is at any time you can download them so that for ease of use later on. Once the tech notes is open, If I scroll down to the table of contents, if I wanted to jump to a particular topic within the tech note, I could simply put my mouse pointer on the particular topic. As an example, build description matching within the job. If I click on it, it then jumps to that page, and now I have access to build description matching within the job. Next, we're going to take a look at user guides. So if I go back home and I click on the user guides, you'll then see it lists all of our user guides. And these user guides are on more advanced functionalities. So as an example, if I click on the subcontract manager user guide and I click on it, the question is, what is the subcontract manager? So again, it gives you a detailed explanation of what the subcontract manager is. But again, you'll see that I have another link. So by clicking on this, it will take me through to the user guide. And just like we did in the previous one, I could, as an example, if I wanted to jump to subcontract progress measure, I could click on the table of contents and it will jump to that particular page. Next, we're going to take a look at the licensing tile. So there is the licensing tile. So in the licensing tile, you will see setup and frequently asked questions. In the setup tile, you will see all the topics related to setup. So your licensing setup, such as downloading and installing QTO, downloading and installing Candy, what is a concurrent network license and what is a standalone license. I'll go back one step and we'll go now to frequently asked questions. So here you'll see the frequently asked questions regarding licensing. As an example, what is an evaluation license? What is a standalone license, etc. The next tile we will look at is QTO. So here you'll find the filtered down view of QTO related aspects, such as getting started, our training courses, and webinars. Let's have a look at the frequently asked questions tile. By clicking on it, you'll see all the frequently asked questions related to specifically QTO. And as an example, if I wanted to know how to measure area deductions in QTO, I would click on the topic. It will then take me into the frequently asked question article on how to do deductions. Okay, I'll go back one step. And very important is training courses. So remember, this is found on all the tiles, subject tiles. And by clicking on in QTO, I have access to all the QTO specific training courses. And if I want to click on it to find out more about the course, it gives you an explanation about the course and what gets covered in that course. If I then decide that I would like to book a course, I would click on this link, click here, and this will take me into another web page where I could go and select which country I'm from, which course it is I want to attend, what dates I want to attend, and then I could book from this web page. Okay. Next, we'll take a look at the estimating tile. So if I click on the estimating tile, it follows the same concept as the QTO tile, but now it's related to estimating. So yet again, you'll see there's the getting started tile, training courses, webinars, etc. So all these tiles on the home page will follow the same principle. So if I want to go learn about planning, I would click on there and it would have the similar or same principle. Next, we're going to look at data and configuration. So by clicking on the data and configuration tile. It will take me into that tile. So the support staff get a lot of frequently asked questions around data and what we do with data. So as an example, moving data from an old PC to a new PC. This is where you'll find that information. So if I click on the data tile, I could go and scroll until I find exactly what I'm looking for, and you can see that it's found all the way down at the bottom. So as there's a lot of content on this topic, which we're calling data, rather use the search function instead of clicking on a tile to help you find the relevant article faster. That brings me to the next topic that we're going to cover, which is how to search keywords and synonyms. So back in the Help Center, if you can't find what you're looking for through the tiles, the Help Center also has a powerful search function which you could use. So on the home page, you'll find up here, you have the spot where you can search. So if I want to search there for data transfer, I could click there and type in data transfer. So you'll notice that the search already starts to shortlist the list of related articles based on the search, which are these. Or you could choose to simply search to continue. This will find the related information according to your search. Now you'll notice that transferring data from one computer to another is no longer right at the bottom, it's at the top of your search. If I put my mouse on that topic, you'll then see it gives you a preview, a quick view or a preview of the article, and you can scroll through this to see if it is actually the article that you're looking for. Or I could click on it if I'm happy with the article, and here you will see a step-by-step guide on how you move data from one PC to another. Further down, you will see you might be interested in, which shows you a list of articles that are related to which you might be of interest to you. Here we have, as we are searching for transferring data, we also have listed articles of interest, as you would want to transfer not only your data but also your custom candy settings and reports as well. So we give you further information. Okay, next topic we're going to look at is trending and related articles. So trending and related articles are displayed on the landing page. So if I click on the candy icon on the top left, it takes me back to my home page, and on the right hand side you will see trending articles. So this is a list from top to bottom of the most viewed articles. Related topics are displayed on each tile and are displayed according to the most viewed topics. So if I click on estimating, on the right hand side you will see these are the related articles to the tile that you've selected. Next we'll have a look at keywords. So users also have an option on any page to use the search function on the top right corner, and I'm gonna now search for data. The knowledge base searches for keywords used in the sentence and will find all the knowledge resources related to that keyword or those keywords used in a sentence. We can see the knowledge related to data. So if I scroll all the way down, just bear in mind that you'll see up to 15 articles, 1-5. And if I want to search, keep on searching, we have an option to click on Show More. So this again will show us another 15. So you'll notice that there are a lot of articles or knowledge based on data. This brings me to the next topic where we are able to refine a search. So the search function can be refined to zoom into specifics, avoiding the need to go through numerous articles to find exactly what you're looking for. In this example, we searched for data, which I mentioned has numerous articles. So the functionality to refine the search, instead of going through numerous articles, as an example, if I want to refine my search to Azure, on the left-hand side, you can refine your article by a title or by an article number. I'm going to use the title and punch in Azure and then search. So now you can see that it's found 6 and Candy Cloud on Azure data FAQs. So you can see that my filter is now based on Azure. If I haven't found what I'm looking for, I could go and clear that refine, and it takes me back to the initial search page. Next thing that we're going to look at is synonyms. So the search function on the Help Center is not only designed around keywords, but also around synonyms or similar words. Vocabulary across different systems can create confusion and can render the search function unsuccessful. Synonyms provide a great solution in these type of scenarios. As an example, if I was looking for a sample job and I punched in the word sample job in the search, you'll notice that it actually goes and finds demonstration job, which is similar to sample job. So please note that the search function is not case sensitive and is clever enough to find closely related words. Unfortunately, the knowledge base uses the English language. Incorrect spelling will affect the search. However, the search will also try to closely match. In another example, I'm going to search for a word incorrectly. So I'm going to search for reference, but I'm going to use a double R, which is the incorrect spelling, and I will then search for it. You'll notice that it finds all the articles referring to reference, which you can see here is spelled correctly. So after going through the articles and you still cannot find what you're looking for, you can click on the contact support button from the article page. So back where I was on an article. You'll see you have the contact support. Alternatively, if you are on the home page, you can click on the contact support, and here again you can see we have access to contact support. So it's found on any page within any tile. So during a support call, the support consultant may need to access your PC remotely and might need access to your PC to provide guidance or troubleshoot a specific issue you may encounter. To provide access to your PC, I'm going to now go back home, and at the bottom you'll see we have another tile for support. This is where you'll find an article on how to obtain remote assistance via TeamViewer. So you can read that to understand how it works, and also how to share your screen or screen sharing with TeamViewer. Now that you understand that, let's go and look at how you would log a case. So yet again, I'm going to go home. I'm going to click on contact support, and this is where you would log a case. So when logging a case, take note that mandatory fields are required, which are indicated by an asterisk, which are required to be completed. You can either type in your details manually or save your details in your web browser to autofill your details. So I'm going to do mine manually, put in my name, my surname, my email address, the company that you represent, the country, I am from South Africa, the dialing code, your telephone number, what section of Candy are you having problems with? So I'm having issues with estimating, and you need to please be as descriptive as possible so that the support consultant can understand exactly what issues you're having. So I'm going to use an example of how do I apply markup on a job. Okay, attach files below. So files like images, PDF, Word, Excel spreadsheets, and Candy job files may be attached to inquiry. Again, I'd like to reiterate that we ask you to please be as descriptive as possible and send as much information as you possibly can for the support team to assist you. Once you've completed filling in all of the relevant information, you could then click on Confirm Case. Once you've confirmed, a window will appear confirming that your case has been submitted successfully. So here you will see it gives you a case number and your case description. Okay, so once you have submitted your case, you'll receive an automated email notification confirming that your case has been submitted, and a support consultant will be in contact with you shortly. Just to give you an idea of how that email would look, I've logged a case before this, and here you can see that we say thank you for submitting your inquiry via the help center. It also has your inquiry description and your reference number. This reference number, which can be quoted to the support consultant when you give us a call to follow up on it. Okay, so we've mentioned how to log a case via the help center by hitting the contact support. Should you not have access to the help center for some reason and you require assistance, you may also log a case via case from within Candy. So I'm going to switch back over to Candy, and again on the top right hand corner, if you click on support and you go down to email desktop support, you then need to select what area of Candy are you having issues in. Is it a general support inquiry? Is it related to estimating, planning, or license and registration? Take note that if it's a very urgent inquiry, please contact us telephonically, because there's a bit of a turnaround time with the consultant getting back to you to assist you with the query via the contact support option. If it's urgent and you need to contact your local RIB-CCS office, you can do that by again clicking on support, and then you will see offices worldwide. By clicking on offices worldwide, it gives you a list of all our offices. You'll notice there's Australia, India, New Zealand, Portugal, South Africa, and if I continue scrolling, you'll then see where our other offices are. Okay, so you'll notice that we've been through support. I've showed you contact support and how to log a case within the help center, through Candy, and telephonically. That brings us to the end of the webinar. Thank you for your time, and I trust that you now have greater insight into the Candy Help Center. Please remember to email your local offices if you want to know more about the Candy Help Center. We will keep you informed of the next webinar, and remember, if you are unable to join at the selected time, then please still register and you'll receive the recording, which you can watch in your own time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Until the next webinar, goodbye for now.